everyone. Welcome to an all-new edition of The Take. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Diggs here on this Thursday, January 16th, 2020. What a way we kick off The Take. Thank you all once again for watching The Take. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Take here on Connect and be a part of the conversation. So you don't miss a beat of The Take. All right, here on Connect. Let's get to the big story. The big story this week is, all right, me and you may have heard that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have announced that they are leaving the UK and want to seek their independence. But there are some people, like the Queen and other people, are wondering how Harry and Meghan are going to be cohabitating back and forth to London and Canada. Well, first things first, let's get to this whole ordeal and how this situation came about. Watch this.
This historic announcement tonight, agreeing to support Harry and Meghan in their request to become part-time royals. The Queen's new message after a high-stakes summit acknowledging their wish to, quote, create a new life as a young family. But tonight, everyone looking at the clues in the Queen's words. And here's James Longman from London.
Prince Charles, Prince William, and the Prince at the centre of a royal crisis, today emerging from talks aimed at finding a way for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex to step back from royal life. Tonight, the Queen is voicing her support, but admitting it was not what she wanted. Although we would have preferred them to remain full-time working members of the royal family, she said, we respect and understand their wish to live a more independent life as a family, while remaining a valued part of my family. A tone less like the sovereign, more like a grandmother, using the word family 8 times and naming them like the rest of us. Harry and Meghan have made clear that they do not want to be reliant on public funds in their new lives. It has therefore been agreed that there'll be a period of transition in which the Sussexes will spend time in Canada and the UK.
She's absolutely is a pragmatist. She would not be looking at going in there, pointing fingers. The Queen would not look back. She'd be looking forward.
Just ahead of today's meeting, a glimpse of unity. Prince William and Harry pushing back against rumours that Harry was bullied out of the royal family. For brothers who care so deeply about the issues surrounding mental health, the use of inflammatory language in this way is offensive and potentially harmful. And David, there is still so much to work out. Will the couple keep their royal titles? Where are they going to live? And crucially, how are they going to pay their way? The Queen has said she wants this sorted in days and not weeks.
You saw right there, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle don't want no responsibility of the royal. They want to live like private citizens. But in this case, when you got to look at with Prince Harry, he was born into the royal family. And Meghan Markle, many people see her as a commoner. They just see her just, she's American and everything's getting too tough and thick. And, they just welcome her son, Archie. And so Meghan wants to have her cake and eat it too. Well, let's hear what the critics, the people had to say about this. Let's hear what they had to say. Watch it.
Prince Harry, and like so many other people, bang. And then what happened was quite interesting. Through the engagement and the wedding, she got universal praise, including for me. I was like, whatever's happened with my friendship with her, I think she's going to be good news for the royal family. But then around the time of the wedding, you may remember, with all the stuff around her dad, who she disowned, her family, none of whom came to the wedding, then all these stories about what she did to her ex-husband, that she effectively fired him by sending him through the mail his rings. And then loads of other people saying, well, she ghosted me, she dumped me, she ditched me. And it really cemented in me a feeling that Meghan Markle is not quite what she seems, that she's actually somebody who I think is a pretty ruthless social climber who has spent her life using people and moving on and ditching them. And it's an unpleasant trait.
As being an American, is it comparable to anything?
It is all very unprecedented, and you saw that in the Queen's statement. She's busy being a grandmother there. The Queen became Queen in 1952, February 1952, and if you think back, if you watched the first season of The Crown, it was all His and Her Royal Highness and all very, very formal. And the Queen in that statement is saying, look, this is my grandson. I'm here to help him. Obviously, he's fragile. Obviously, there's that state of mind. Also, don't forget, this is a human story for the Queen. She's 93 years old. She's very much loved. She's had to deal with Brexit. She had to deal with Prince Andrew and all that disappointment. And also her husband. Her husband, Prince Philip, is 99 this year. And a lot of people at home, you have to look after older ones, the seniors in their family. No, it's very hard looking after someone, who's almost 100. So she's got a lot to cope with at 93.
So who is Meghan Markle's support system at this point? For Harry as well, are they really on their own? Prince William released a statement basically saying, it's a quote, "I can no longer put my arms around my brother." I have a brother, and we all talk about family here. Forget that, well, you can't forget they're royal. Let's not be crazy. They are royal. But to hear him say, "I can no longer put my arm," I thought about that scene of them walking behind their mother's casket. And now he's saying, "I can't put my arms around you anymore."
Well, that was supposedly a friend. That wasn't a direct.
So right there, Prince Harry, Meghan Markle with Tamara Hall said something that, that's like a slap to the Queen's face, and the Queen doesn't get it. Well, Prince Harry and Meghan had to do what they had to do. It was also interesting that Meghan Markle may do voiceovers for Disney. And see right here, Prince Harry chatting up with Disney President Bob Iger about having Meghan do voiceovers. Like, if that's what he wants to do to help his wife, but he's saying he's gonna do it for charity. Yeah, right. But we'll see as the story concludes, because this is real. It's like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, they're young, fine couple, but it's just the circumstances. It's just, why would you do that to the Queen? And she's giving you all this stuff, but I get the independence, but then again, people still wondering, like, it's just a whole mess. Something's gonna go down. I'm telling you, something's gonna go down. Watch. All right, let's move over to celebrity news. All right, celebrity news this week. Now, many of you may heard that Lizzo, the singer, was fat shamed by fitness expert Jillian about this.
Fitness personality Jillian is feeling the heat after making these comments about the singing sensation Lizzo.
Why are we celebrating her body? Why does it matter? That's what I'm saying. Like, why aren't we celebrating her music? Because it isn't going to be awesome if she gets diabetes.
Michaels made the remarks on BuzzFeed's morning show.
There's never a moment where I'm like, and I'm so glad that she's overweight.
Fans were quick to defend Lizzo, whose brand encourages positive self-esteem. Lizzo spends hours every night singing and playing the flute during intensive dance cardio, goes one tweet. Others are defending Michaels, who rose to fame as the tough-talking trainer.
All right, you saw right there, Jillian ain't held back saying that Lizzo is going to be on the verge of obesity. Well, many critics, Lizzo camp has not responded to Jillian Michaels' thing. Jillian Michaels, being even more defiant, had this to say.
Reaction against her was swift and intense. What do you say to these people who call you a fat shamer?
I would say this. Number one, I was an overweight kid. So think of me as though we're in AA, right? And I'm the person that's been sober 20 years. I'm going to be your best sponsor because I understand this thing from every angle.
Michael says she hopes to continue pushing good health with her app, My Fitness by Jillian Michaels.
My job is to say, this is the information. This information is backed by science.
By the way, she says she's a big fan of Lizzo as a singer.
I truly regret that she became the example of this argument regarding body positivity and health and where the two intersect. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
Yeah, Jillian Michaels is not going to back down, not going to apologize. It's kind of weird, and it's sort of like, wow, you don't know who got diabetes. You just don't know, like I said, who gay. You don't know who's sick. You just don't know. And then, that's what people like to cocaine and stuff, but we don't know. So we can't go by a judgment assumption. I think that's what Jillian Michaels need to do. She need to worry about, take a chill pill. Shoot. All right, move over from there. Where, many, comedian Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm on HBO, he likes to impersonate Bernie Sanders often on Saturday Night Live. Well, the both of them met in an awkward situation on the Today Show. Watch this.
Curb Your Enthusiasm's Larry David. No, wait. Oh, Curb Your Enthusiasm's Larry David.
That really is presidential candidate Bernie Sanders with his lookalike, the comedian Larry David.
She's doing too well. It's frightening to me how well he's doing.
The duo came face to face on the Today Show.
It's a revolution, Jane.
Larry David's impersonation of the senator is so spot on, it's hard to tell them apart.
Makes no sense. That's why you gotta break up the banks into little pieces, and America's fixed. Hey!
So what if Sanders actually becomes our next president?
That's true. It's not going to be easy for me. It'll be great for the country, terrible for me. I'm getting you a good job for 4 years and you're complaining. They're not related at all.
All right, saw right there. Larry Bird and not Larry Bird, but Bernie Sanders and David from Curb Your Enthusiasm is just Larry David, just funny. Larry David did not know he was one of the creators of Seinfeld. That's why Seinfeld worked, because of Larry David's geniuses. You can't do like Bernie Sanders, kind of act like Bernie Sanders. So it works one by one. All right, let's move over to talk shows this week. All right, talk shows this week. Actress Issa Rae causes a firestorm with this. All right, so right there, Issa Rae was a presenter for the 2020 Oscars, and she felt that diversity was not being kept in tone, where the women directors were not nominated. Not even some of the women actresses weren't nominated. Like many people expected J-Lo to get a nomination. Well, it just didn't turn out that way with that. Well, let's see what Wendy Williams had to say about this whole claim by J-Lo being snubbed. Watch this.
Didn't miss much. But the big shocker was that Jennifer Lopez was nominated for nothing.
Yeah.
She wasn't nominated.
Correct. She was not nominated.
We already talked about this.
Right.
Vases are crashing. Alex is being blamed. I thought you said you bought enough nominations to get me nominated for Hustler or whatever. Let me tell you something, Jen. You were robbed. I'm going to tell you something else. They robbed you purposely because they are jealous of you. You know why they're jealous? They're jealous because I don't even think they still consider you an actress. I think that they think that you're like you did Selena, but that was so long ago, and then you sing the songs, Waiting for Tonight and whatnot. Jen, they're jealous of you. Please don't blame Alex. And if I were you, Jen, I'd pull out of the Super Bowl too. I wouldn't leave the house. Yup. Yeah. Want me to get up there and twerk at the Super Bowl? I couldn't even get an Oscar nomination because these bougie bitches think that they're better than me? Get out of here. I'm more beautiful. I got all my kids. I keep it tight and right, and you're jealous of me? You need to be. I'm not doing the Super Bowl. Good luck, Shakira.
Yeah, J-Lo being snubbed for her portrayal of Hustler. Now, I think, too, J-Lo probably was campaigning, and her campaign just didn't turn out to be. J-Lo thought she was going to have a year of 2020 with the Super Bowl coming up. J-Lo you still got Super Bowl coming up in a couple of weeks. Just ain't nominated for an Oscar, but you can still go and present. J-Lo like, I want an Oscar. You try to campaign yourself and overhype yourself. That's what the Oscar people don't like. You can tell the Oscar voters don't like people just trying to actively campaign, being that notion and stuff like that. Well, speaking of J-Lo's co-star, Carly B, well, Whitney Williams on her show dives in on the rapper may want to enter politics and run for Congress. Is that possible? Take a look.
If I go back to school and focus up, I can be a part of Congress. I dead ass have so much ideas that make sense. I just need a couple of years of school and I can shake the table. You know what? Nobody else in Congress went to school. Why do you have to go?
Now, I can't see this. Carly B running for office. Now, some people say AOC, many of you might know her, she ran for office. She ran on luck. because of her youthfulness and her awkwardness when she won. But if we bring Cardi B on Congress and she gets with Bernie Sanders, because they already talk about that, you can see right here. You got Cardi B and Bernie Sanders. You think that could be a phenomenal team, Cardi B and Bernie Sanders, to legalize marijuana? Knowing Cardi B she'll do. And then she don't like Trump, so it's gonna be a word of words, Cardi B versus Trump in the office. Ooh, you can just hear that. You can just hear that right now. That notion. All right. On the Tamron Hall show, Tamron Hall needed a much needed boost, a ratings boost. And who could give her that ratings boost? None other than the Queen of Talk, Oprah Winfrey. Oprah was willing and able to get back on TV instead of doing those Weight Watcher commercials sometimes. Well, Hall went to one of Oprah's conference in Minnesota and spoke to the Queen of Talk about her leaving her talk show in 2011. Take a look.
You do miss daytime television. You do want to return. That means I'm unemployed. But there was a report that said you were reconsidering.
No.
If that's true, I'm going to faint because we're all off TV. But I believe it. I believe you miss it. And I can't believe I'm in Oprah's face saying it like this. I'm going to back it up. But I believe you miss it, and I believe you want to come back.
Oh, no, that is not true.
Really?
Oh, no, that is not true.
Did you see that?
I was very clear when I left. I had said as much as I felt I could say in that platform, and doing that in a way that I thought, I could lift people up. And so what that did was create a path for other people like yourself. But the happiest moments for me were always when I was doing the spiritual talk, the spiritual shows. This
Always positive. Oprah Winfrey is always a positive woman, always a positive thinker and an independent thinker. She left a talk show and Tamron Hall trying to urge her to come back, but if Oprah comes back, then you done. You done, Tamron. Tamron knows that, but Oprah said, I'm done. I did that platform. It didn't, I served my purpose and now I want to go on to another thing. Sometimes you got to look at it like that, with Oprah. Oprah kind of like looking at it like, yeah, it's all y'all now. And the only person who's kind of like taking the baton from is, like, to be honest with you, Wendy Williams. So Tamron Hall, we had to see she got cleared for a second season. You don't want Tamron Hall to be kind of like how these journalists from morning talk shows get these talk shows and they don't last long within 2 years. See Meredith Vieira and Katie Couric when they was on Today's Show. It said that the Today Show curse where Meredith Vieira and Katie Couric was lead anchors and then Tamron Hall was an anchor too. Could that? We'll see. I think it's going to go that direction for Tamron, but we'll see. And finally, on The View, another member of the Combat Lady Talk Show announced her leave. Watch this.
This is always such a hard thing to do. And especially this table, because this is a really special table. The most iconic show, I think, on television and the smartest women that I've ever worked with. But today I'm saying goodbye. Something that I thought a lot
They don't
about.
like the idea.
I know this panel is pretty special. This panel's special, and I think will always go down as a crucial time for the show. And I'm so thankful for this opportunity. But as you guys know, my number one priority has always been my family. And something that you taught me the first day I got here, you said, your family and your happiness, always number one. And I was asked months ago by my dad, who's running for governor in Utah, to come help run the campaign. I thought, no, it's not the right time. And over the holidays, when you take a step back and you think about life, think about your kids, you think about what you want to do every day that just gets you going. And there's no one I believe in more than my own dad right now to run for politics. And I get emotional because I do love him so much. But that he believes in me to go help run that. And it's really, it's going to be a fast race. June is the primary, and that's what matters. And so I couldn't be more excited to go help someone that I love. And I believe it's not often in life you get these moments to go fight for something that you are so passionate about.
So will you come back after he wins?
So look, it's funny.
Yes? That's a good question.
I started when I was 19. This was my first job, booking cars overnight for Good Morning America. And I never thought I'd be sitting right here at this table. And so I just want to thank all of you, because I love Megan. We've been friends forever. We will be friends. This show is what we do together, but we'll be friends forever.
Abby Huntsman, Abby Huntsman was new to The View, and people didn't know who she was. I didn't know who she was, but she decided that she want to call it quits. But there's been reports that Abby Huntsman leaving because of the work toxic behavior at The View and Meghan McCain. She can't get a word in with Meghan McCain. Well, you tell Meghan McCain, look here, I get, your dad passed away, but is you just back to normal? Just tell Meghan McCain, hey, you don't run this over here. I'm new in town, so I'm the new conservative. You need to tell her like that and leave her like that and tell her, hey, I run things over here. I'll kick you out. Then Elizabeth Hasselbeck was the standard bearer for the conservative, and now Meghan McCain is now taking her baton. Abby tried, but Abby like, you know what, I'm going to go and join my dad's campaign. Why is your dad running twice for governor? He already was governor. He wants to run again? Oh, God. I'll tell you that. All right. That is the talk show. We'll be back with more take. Don't go anywhere. This is the take. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the take. I'm your host, as always, Kid Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the take on this Thursday, January 16th, 2020. Can you believe we're almost half of the new year in the month? And February come around. Man, it's been a busy week. But we're glad you're here with us for the pop culture moments and the entertainment moments of the week. Hey. But if you want to be part of the conversation or join in the conversation, using the hashtag take here on Connect. All right, let's get back to the political rundown. Political rundown this week. Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi, went to dispute claims over the president's remarks that he's impeached, but he doesn't feel like he's impeached because they don't have nothing against him. What Nancy Pelosi said about obstruction of justice, but she appeared on This Week with George Stephanopoulos to remind the president that he's still this.
Let me just say, it's Sunday morning. I'd like to talk about some more pleasant subjects than the erratic nature of this president of the United States. What he has to know that every knock from him is a boost. He's the president who said, I should have impeached George Bush because of the war in Iraq. And now he's saying, I'm upset. I held off on this because, frankly, I said, Donald Trump is not worth impeachment.
You did say that.
He's not worth it. But when he crossed that line on Ukraine, he violated the Constitution in such a way that could not be ignored. And so again, I don't like to spend too much time on his crazy tweets because everything he says is a projection. When he calls somebody crazy, he knows that he is. Everything he says, you can just translate it back to who he is. But again, it's Sunday morning. Let's be optimistic about the future, a future that will not have Donald Trump in the White House. One way or another, 10 months from now, we will have an election if we don't have him removed sooner. But again, he will be impeached forever.
Yeah. Here's Nancy Pelosi, and it's like she needs to be running against Trump. If she got out this anger and animosity, Trump would love to go against her. Who would imagine that? Them, going at each other's throats. But we just seeing that. Speaking, with Pelosi now, she is expected to send House vote to articles of impeachment to the Senate. So the Senate has that choice now. It's a Republican majority. They're going to deny it and they're going to block it. But she wants a fair trial. But how can you be fair when you don't have enough people on your side? And it's sort of like, what I'm saying? Why waste your time on impeachment? And it's an election cycle coming up this year in November. So it's sort of like you kind of like, what I'm saying? Beating a dead horse. Beat right now. But hey. All right. Speaking of Trump, Trump was busy traveling to New Orleans for the big game. Yeah, LSU had a game this week, and LSU won the game over Clemson in the national championship. President Trump decided to show his face, you know, that means he's just trying to, he had got the biggest standing ovation ever. So that lets you know the president is going to get, he has his base in those college football fans. So I don't know how many people was in that arena, they at the Superdome. You know they're going to vote for him. So biggest possibility. I'm telling you. All right. We move over to on news this week. A contestant on the Family Feud version of Canada needed to answer this question.
All right, no team has reached 300 points, which means we're going to sudden death. Give me Logan. Give me Eve. All right. Real simple. There's one question. Only one answer. Whoever gets it, you're playing for $10,000. That's it. Whoever guesses this wins the game. Here we go. Name Popeye's favorite food.
Chicken! Oh my God!
Show me chicken!
Spinach, Sherry.
Show me spinach!
Yeah, he answered the wrong question. And it was supposed to be Popeye's chicken, but he didn't know about Popeye's chicken. Wow, Family Feud, Canada. Do Canada even have Popeye's chicken? That's what I wonder. It's kind of weird, you know what I'm saying? You know, you're dealing with that, but we'll never know. You know, all that Popeye's chicken craze and stuff was going on with the chicken sandwich. That's how it came about. So you know how they go. Also, on the reality show Clip Down, this week, man, The Bachelor is getting excited as Pilot Pete continue on his mess. But he has a date that even the date couldn't handle her drink with this.
Okay. That may have been tough on Kelsey, but can we play that back? Because look at Peter's reaction. Look at Peter's reaction. Is this a man who literally is going to stand by you through thick and thin, or is he going to run?
Well, what they didn't show is that he actually then later went.
Wow, Pilot Pete trying to calm this lady down with this champagne, but the lady bursted out and fell on the field. And even Jillianmichaels had this to say.
He made it up. For champagne is.
Wait. When you're watching last night's episode and you see Kelsey freak out using all kinds of language, is that attractive to anyone? Because whether it's a friend or a romantic relationship, when you see someone drop in, their reaction to the situation seems a little out of proportion.
Mm-hmm. No, I think Kelsey was just really upset about it. You know,
she was upset.
And I think her emotions just got the best of her, and that's just how she chose to react to the situation.
There's a study, and the study said that people who curse are more honest.
Me as well, though. We're all good here. So that brings me to, 3 women went home. You were one of the 3. But speaking of all the drama that had went down, were you surprised that you were one of the 3 to go home? And how did everybody feel?
Yeah, I definitely was surprised that I was one of the women to go home because I had a really great moment with Peter that night. I actually shared my first kiss with him, which wasn't unfortunately seen. So I was really upset, but at the end of the day, we just didn't have that connection that he had with the other woman.
Yeah. Happens.
So I respect that.
It's his loss.
Yes, exactly.
That's how you gotta look at it. His loss.
It was brought to my attention from Hannah that she feels like you're bullying her, and that you called her a bitch, that you called her a princess, that she's fake, and if that is the case, that's not okay with me.
I didn't have a problem with her until she did what she did, and she knew what she did. And I know.
Yeah, but she's telling me that she didn't, so.
And I'm telling you she did.
Oh my God. So, what?
Yeah, Strahan, Sarah, and Kiki, and then everybody in the Bachelor expert felt speechless on that. But hey, it is what it is. You know how that go. And finally, the viral video of the week. The viral video of the week is a grandmother helped save a base jumper dangling off here. Won't believe. Take a look.
3, 2, 1, see ya! A daredevil leaps off a building. What happened next was totally unexpected. The base jumper crashed into the side of a high-rise apartment building in Acapulco, Mexico, and was left dangling helplessly. He's hanging on to a strap for dear life. Jumpus interruptus. Oh, that sucks. But wait, it's Granny to the rescue.
I see you.
This little old lady grabs the base jumper by the hand, helping the luckless leaper onto her balcony and to safety. I'm okay.
Do you want a glass of water?
No, thank you. And here's that base jumper today, Cody Kozlowski, back home in Michigan.
That lady was a sweetheart, very helpful, kind, and nice. I'm sorry for scaring her.
Do you want a glass of water?
No, thank you.
Yeah, the grandma, she just went, she helped save a man dangling on an apartment combo. What the world? Dude, what do you do? But this grandma was there to help save him and help take care of him and nurse him. Because nobody else wouldn't do it, but I'm just telling you like I see it. All right. Thank you all once again for watching this edition of The Take. I've been your host, Kendrick Dixon. So long, and we'll see you next time here on The Take. See you later.